Hello everyone, this is Crypto Maximalist. Welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and get involved if you like the content. So just taking a look at Bitcoin here today, you can see here not much has changed since yesterday. Really are, we've had that nice clean breakout of that trend line that we were talking about, and today looking like we are just, beginning to chop things up with a little bit of a pullback here as we continue to see if we can target the top of this range, which we were talking about in yesterday's video, breaking out of this key resistance here. You would expect now that we would go up and at least test the top of the range, which would be this swing high here as well, making a lot of sense in this area. You can see as well, something very, very interesting is starting to happen. Our EMAs here are getting very, very close together, something that hasn't happened, ever since we were back here and we got this breakout of the range. So, a lot of things potentially, coalescing here for a good amount of confluence for potentially a little bit of upside for Bitcoin. I don't want to, jinx it, but we have seen ourselves breaking out of resistance here. As we said before, numerous times, we've got this resistance here. We broke out, we back tested, we come down, we back test again in confluence with the bottom of the range, bounce to the top of the range here, but stuck under a different resistance this time. This previous support, resistance, resistance, resistance. We come down, we finally get the breakout here, and now you're probably expecting, as we said, to be coming up at least testing the top of the range at that 22.5k level, which would be our next target as we are heading to the upside here, getting above our EMAs, which is really, really positive to see. The last time that we got above the 55 EMA with a good amount of volume was just here. Obviously, we hit this resistance and rolled over, but sooner or later we are going to run out of steam to the downside, and you can see with this very, very nice bullish divergence here, basically the price action coming down, trying to, basically making very similar lows, maybe slightly lower lows here compared to back here. But with the RSI coming up like this, it was only a matter of time before we did see a bit of a reprieve to the upside. We've basically come back up. We've made this big bullish divergence, haven't we? Looking like potentially we may have found at least a prolonged period of consolidation area of, a good amount of support for now. Looking like we do want to get some upside here, testing some of these higher levels at the very least, just to figure out basically what's going on with Bitcoin. You can see a decent amount of volume as well. If we zoom in a bit here, you can see clearly what's happened. We broke out this resistance here that we have been stuck under, and the 55, which we've also been stuck under here. You can see got a bit of a breakout here, breakout here, breakout here, but it doesn't seem to last long, does it? So what we really want to see for Bitcoin is come up with a good amount of volume, come back and retest the EMAs as support, because every single time that we've got above them here, we have just melted straight back down through them, as you can see here and here. Massive red candles to basically, rip the EMAs out as support, getting back under them and, getting forced down again. But looking like they are starting to, close in here, the EMAs like this. And if you do start to see the red looking like this, and then the 20 yellow coming up like this, so your 55 and your 20 like this, if you do come up, test them as support, you get that crossover, you start to come up, you're testing these levels of resistance and heading back up through them. That's going to be really positive for Bitcoin, isn't it? We do think whatever happens, that the top of this range is essentially the next level that we will be hitting, which is at around that 22.5k level, as we said. We do think that it's very, very possible that we could see ourselves, coming through this and heading up to that swing high at around 25k. This is a really key level here. We do think that, this could potentially be your W double bottom pattern like this. And if we do rip through this level here, the next level will be coming up to that resistance at around 28k, which is a very huge key level, isn't it? For the longest time, this was a big area of support back here and here. We finally got that big capitulation roll over to the next, area of support in and around that swing low there. Now looking like we have, for a long time we've been chopping it sideways, but if we did see some upside for Bitcoin and we break out of this range here, we've obviously got targets here at 25k, and then that next target at around that 28k level, which will be that overall bear market resistance here and here, and then it will be tested in and around this area if we did see some really nice upside. Now realistically, we do think we're probably going to be chopping sideways for a good while. We'll probably test the top of this range and get it rejected, but we are starting to break out of these resistance levels. And if you do, as we said, if you do see ourselves starting to do something like this, coming up towards that resistance, which is slowly descending here from 28, 27, 26k, this is a good place where you would probably see a lot of resistance. But I'd say, bull market is on if we're getting back above this level here, because you can see what's happening. We've come down we're in a massive downtrend, aren't we? Just lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We come up, we make a a little bit of a relapse in the market here with a higher high, higher low, higher high. But we come down again, back to support. We rip through it, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and you can see here, instead of making another lower low, we've actually come down. We've got that bullish divergence. We made, we found a very, very strong level of support here, haven't we? So realistically, the bull market, in our opinion, would be potentially back on if we do see ourselves getting up above this 25k level here, and especially if we get above this 28k level. I think if we're above that 28k level, we're definitely going to see something like this. This could be a W double bottom. We come up, test this level here, maybe get rejected, retest support. If we come up and we start doing something like this, and we're going up through the levels, that is definitely something that you want to be seeing, essentially for, bull market continuation, and finally, getting that upwards price action back underway for Bitcoin. So price targets then to the upside, that 22.5k level is definitely our next target. But if we're rolling, probably retesting again the bottom of the range at around that 18.5k level. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you check out the links in the description below to support the channel. Grab yourself some free money bonuses, and we'll see you in the next video.